greeting lecturer and everyone. Our topic today is liberalism in Cambodia. So that needs three of us to know more about liberal system in Cambodia. History of liberal system in Cambodia. President Samdech Prannorodom Sihanouk was born in October 31st, 1922 in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and he was died in October 15, 2012 in Beijing, China. He also twice king of Cambodia around 1941 till 1955, and another one is at 1993 till 2004. And he also served as the Prime Minister, Head of State, and President. He attempted to steer a neutral course for Cambodia in its civil and foreign wars in the late 20th century. Sihanouk was on his mother's side the grandson of King Manivong, whom he succeeded to the throne at age 18. And at that time, Cambodia was the French protectorate, and Sihanouk was little powers. However, near the end of World War II, the occupying Japanese encouraged the young king to declare Cambodia independent from French. When French military force moved back into the region, Sihanouk decided to wait until French retreat from Indochina, which occurred in 1954. He also the founder of the Sangkom Riniyum, or People's Socialist Community, in January 1955. By won a referendum in February approving its programs, and on March 2 abdicated in favor of his father, Norodom Sihamoni, became the new monarch, Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, and subsequently permanent representative to the United Nations. 5 years later, after the death of his father, April 3, 1960, he accepted the role of head of state. Around June 13, Sihanouk steered a neutralist course in his foreign policy in return for North Vietnamese promise to respect Cambodian frontiers. He allowed Vietnamese communists to operate covertly from base inside eastern Cambodia. He subsequently rejected U.S. aid and assistance, relying on his popularity with the Cambodian people to keep the cause of both the right and the left under control. Under Sihanouk's benign rule, Cambodia experienced 15 years of frugal peace and mild prosperity, while much of Southeast Asia was in a state of upheaval. Sihanouk's maintenance of Cambodian neutrality in the Vietnam War, which was ended in 1970 when he was out in a U.S.-supported coup by General Lon-Nol. Following, Cambodia was got into civil wars, or it can call Khmer regime. Was during 1975, Sihanouk returned home only to be put under house arrest. After that, Sihanouk was released in January 1979 because the Khmer regime was falling to Vietnamese military force and needed support from the United Nations. After denouncing the Vietnamese invasion, he dissociated himself from the Khmer. Sihanouk became Prime Minister of an uneasy coalition government in itself, made up of the three principles. First is anti-Vietnamese Khmer force, second is the Khmer, third is the anti-communist Khmer People National Liberation Front and Sihanouk neutralist parties. He retained his role as a resistance leader until 1991 when he was elected as a president of Cambodia's Supreme National Council. At 1993, which is another liberalism system in Cambodia. In September 1993, following UN-sponsored election, the previous May, Cambodia's National Assembly voted to restore the monarchies, and Sihanouk once again became king. His son Norodom served as a prime minister until 1997, which he was overthrown in a coup by Hun Sen, who nevertheless left Sihanouk on the throne.
Nature and element of the liberal in Cambodia. Liberal is the political and moral philosophy based on the right of the individual, liberty, concept of the government, political equality and equality before the law. Liberal democracy emphasizes the separation of the power, individual, and a system of the check and balance between the pieces of the government. In Cambodia also have a multi-party system with at least two the position. Variable political parties are characteristic of the liberal democracy, but in a real society, in Cambodia, only one party can win the election. Election in Cambodia. Cambodia is the one-party dominant state with the Cambodian People parties in power. The general election is held every 5-year term. Since the 19th of the 1991 Paris, there has the 5 national election has taken in Cambodia. The first national election was administered by the United Nations Transitional Authority for the Cambodia in 1993. The first commonwealth election was held on the 20th in Cambodia measured for the first time and by elected combination council official as well. Although the Cambodian People parties, we can say CPP, dominated the election held on the 20th, it did not win the 2-3 major requests under to the construction to the form of the government on it. And also in the nowadays, just like where the election was held on the 2022, it was the fight the election in Cambodia, and also we are communicated in the 25 province of the Cambodia to total the result.
Liberalism in Cambodia has been declined from time to time in so-called reigning era. At the beginning, Cambodia had practiced fully democracy, whereby any party joined the election competition. However, the turn due to the popularity of Kimheang and Cambodia became a unilateral society. We have only one party, which is the party of Kimheang. Thanks to that time, even though the government of Cambodia tried to promote equality of both men and female to access the education, however, in Cambodian mindset, when women cannot access to the education freely and happily, those women are restricted by their family just let them to take care of their children, their husband, or their family. Later on, throughout the long civil war in the country, Cambodia had held the first elections in 1993 under the conductions of UN under the name Contact. Thanks to that time, there were many parties had committed with each other, and even though the second Cambodia has been rising, women in Cambodia still cannot fully have rights as men. For example, in the Lida family, there will be no woman without equal access to control. Until today, even Cambodia announced herself as a democracy country, where by practice liberal multi-party. However, in Cambodia, there is only one party, which is Cambodian People Party (CCP), have won the elections in 1998. In today's situation, liberal democracy in Cambodia is just a beautiful profile of the country, but in reality, there is no real liberal democracy in the country. Notably, nowadays, most of Cambodian people lose their civil rights, where they cannot criticize the government, and they also cannot express their speech toward the political situations, otherwise they will charged or sentenced into the jails. Moreover, even today, we are living in 21st century. There are still many Cambodian people, they are old, they are just have many restrictions for women, like women cannot have sex, women cannot preaching before marriage, as well as the abortion in Cambodia is not considered as the legal actions by Cambodian law.